Daniel sat in his small apartment, staring at the list of goals he had written the night before. Learn guitar, start running, wake up early, read 10 books. It looked exciting, but it also felt impossible. He smiled for a moment and then sighed. Every January he made new plans, and every February he forgot them. That morning he whispered, maybe motivation isn't enough anymore. He wanted to change, not just dream. And deep inside, a quiet voice answered, then learn discipline. The next day, Daniel met his old friend Marcus, a former soldier who now ran a small gym. Marcus listened carefully and said, motivation is a feeling. Discipline is a decision. He continued, when I was in the army, we didn't wait to feel ready to wake up at 5 a.m. We woke up because that's what we had decided to do. Those words stayed in Daniel's head all day. That night, he set one small rule for himself. Wake up at 6 a.m. for 7 days, no excuses. The first morning was painful. The bed was warm, the room was dark, and his mind whispered, sleep 5 more minutes. But he remembered Marcus's voice and sat up. When his feet touched the cold floor, he smiled. It wasn't motivation, it was discipline. By the third day, Daniel's energy was low. He wanted to give up. Every habit, he realized, has a wall, a moment when you want to stop. He stood in front of the mirror and said out loud, discipline isn't about feeling good. It's about doing what is right, even when it feels bad. So he made a deal with himself. Whenever he wanted to quit, he would still finish 5 more minutes. 5 minutes of practice, 5 minutes of reading, 5 minutes of effort. That small rule became his secret weapon. It turned impossible habits into manageable ones. Weeks passed. Daniel's mornings became predictable. Wake up, stretch, run, shower, read. He stopped fighting the alarm clock. The routine became automatic and peaceful. One morning, as he jogged through the park, he realized something strange. He no longer needed motivation. His body moved on its own, like a machine programmed for growth. He thought, discipline isn't a cage, it's freedom. When you control your habits stop controlling you. That thought filled him with quiet pride. But discipline is never safe for long. Temptation always returns. One Friday night, his friends invited him out. Come on, skip the morning run, they said. You've earned a rest. For a moment, Daniel agreed. Then he remembered how many times he had said just one break in the past, and how each break had turned into a month. So he joined his friends, enjoyed the evening, but still set his alarm for 6 a.m. When the bell rang, his head hurt, his body resisted, but he went out anyway. The streets were empty, the air cold, but he was proud. He whispered, this is the moment when discipline is born, when nobody is watching, and you still show up. 3 months later, Daniel's life looked completely different. He had lost weight, finished 3 books, and could play simple songs on his guitar. But the biggest change wasn't physical. It was in his mind. He no longer waited for the perfect mood or the perfect day. He simply followed his plan. People at work started noticing. How do you stay so consistent? They asked. Daniel smiled and said, I stopped negotiating with my goals. He explained, discipline is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it grows. And once it's strong, it carries you through everything. Then came the true test. Daniel's company suddenly closed. He lost his job overnight. For a few days, he felt broken. Old habits tried to return, sleeping late, wasting time online, doubting himself. But on the 4th morning, the alarm rang. 6 a.m. He lay there in silence. Then he smiled and said, nothing has changed. I still have a body to move, a mind to train, and time to use. He got up, ran through the grey dawn, and felt a strange sense of peace. Discipline, he realized, wasn't about success or failure. It was about identity, about who he had become. Months later, Daniel found a new job, one that he truly enjoyed. He began mentoring new employees, teaching them not just about work, but about consistency, focus, and discipline. One afternoon, a young intern complained, I keep waiting for the right moment to start. Daniel laughed softly. The right moment is always now. Discipline doesn't wait for feelings. Feelings follow discipline. He told the intern about his 7-day challenge, his 5-minute rule, and the cold mornings that changed his life. The intern listened carefully and said, "So you're saying discipline creates motivation?" Daniel nodded. "Exactly. Motivation starts the engine. Discipline keeps it running." On a quiet Sunday morning, Daniel sat with a cup of coffee, watching the sunrise. He thought about who he used to be, the dreamer who never finished anything, and who he was now, calm, reliable, focused. He wrote in his journal, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and results. Motivation fades, but habits stay. Every time I choose action over comfort, I win a small battle, and those small battles build a strong life." He closed the notebook, smiled, and got ready for his morning run. Not because he had to, but because he couldn't imagine living any other way. Discipline is not about punishment, it's about respect. Respect for your own time, your goals, and your potential. It doesn't make life harder, it makes life simpler because every decision is already made. You just follow your plan. And the beautiful truth is this: anyone can learn it. You don't need to be talented or lucky. You just need to keep the promise you make to yourself every day. That is the power of discipline.